I'm Carcino. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Yo, what's up? It's your boy Carcino in the house. Watch your mouth. LeBron Ramon James, it is over. It is so over. This is how you know your power's waning. Your little media ploy, it's not working no more. Your social engineering, getting your little minions to run this piece. And everybody's, oh, where's LeBron going? Where is it? And nobody even cares. It's been a week. Everybody making their moves. Spider just signed for like 200 and some odd million. All of the facade is starting to wear thin. It's fading away now, champ. It's fading away. All the attention is going towards Luka and Joel Embiid. So all this noise and this talk, you got this little minion running around, pointing at a board that he then created to get some attention. Like LeBron is a missing piece. He's a missing piece of disaster. And Alfonso Ribeiro, who played Carlton on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, had to come out and tell you directly what the problem was, what it is. You wouldn't even think this guy, he would be the last person you think is going to talk about LeBron James. So to see him on a sports show, I'm like, this is weird. I haven't seen him play basketball since Carlton took the ball from Will and threw up that shot. But anyway, let's hear from Al.
Then it became, this is when it all went wrong for me. Then it became LeBron. When he made the decision.
Not 1, not 2, not 3.
We talking about the first one. That decision ruined basketball. Because now the idea of you building your franchise, your first franchise, taking it to the pinnacle became, now we're just trying to chase Jordan for rings. And him leaving Cleveland and going to Miami, chasing the ring, changed the way the young cats believe in their position in basketball, right? When you, and don't get me wrong, I believe that the players should be empowered. I believe that they should have that ability to change the game. They are the face. They're the ones doing it. And the Pat Rileys of the world in Miami, not with the Lakers, like some of those things needed to change. And we're happy about that change. I am. But it also has gotten worse because it's about them and not the team, right? It's become convoluted. What is it? Who is it, right? Is it, so love LeBron James, but LeBron James is about LeBron James. And I don't have a problem with that, right? KD is about KD, and I don't have a problem with that, right? Steph is about Steph. I don't have a problem with that. But when you see the ticket prices go from this number to that number, and people are paying for it, and now you're load management. Load management is literally the destructor of the NBA because we have everything available to these players to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Everything available.
He's right.
Better technicians, the techniques, the equipment,
more coaches,
the understanding, the knowledge, all of it's there, and yet a player can't make it through the season? Then you're not doing your job. And what I mean by that is they're not taking care of themselves throughout the year. If you're going to give LeBron credit, the real credit that you've got to give LeBron is the ability for him to have stayed as healthy as he has for as long as he has,
Absolutely.
playing at a level that he has played at,
Absolutely.
and the amount of contact and hits and time on those bodies. He doesn't come into the season getting ready. He comes into the season ready.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you guys couldn't hear me. I was saying that, yes, LeBron James has to depend on his athleticism. That's why he stays in shape. See, LeBron James knows I got to stay in shape or I'm done because he doesn't have the skill set to play with these guys. He doesn't possess it. So because LeBron James does not possess the skill set that these guys play at, the game is entirely different when it comes to LeBron, who's only going to deal with athleticism. And when it's done, it is done. Now, whatever steps he took to get that athleticism and keep it, he's going to spend all this time making sure his body's in shape. That is much easier than him working on his game, which is going to take hours and hours and hours and hours. He'll just do his workouts, stay in shape, look the part, but not be the part. That's why on the court, his game is so limited because he never took time to evolve. He never wanted to learn these things. He didn't want to evolve like Kawhi Leonard evolved. He didn't want to grow into a better player. He just wanted to continuously be the same player. And I see that with Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is a slash, pull-up, jump shoot guy. If he ever developed a short game, a pivot, a post game where he could play with his back to the basket, down low, if he could ever do these things. See, LeBron's game is geared on having ability to get to those positions, but he's got to play with other great players in order to win. LeBron James hasn't been relevant and been a threat to win championships in years. He's no threat. His points are irrelevant to winning and losing games. Luka Doncic came when LeBron was there. They were in sixth place, about to be, they're like a half game over seventh place. They're about to be in the play-in. They're down there. They make a trade for Luka. They jump all the way to the third seed because Luka moves the needle because he does the other intangible things that you need to move the game forward. He's going to get you the rebounds. He's going to get you the assists. He's going to help out and make everybody else on the team play better. Everybody else on LeBron playing with him, you got to catch and shoot. That's it. You got to stand around, watch LeBron. He doesn't really play off the ball, so he doesn't know how to really catch guys when they're moving. So that's why he leads with turnovers. But the league is soft now. These modern day NBA players have gone soft because of the LeBron era. So what Alfonso was saying is actually true. And it's true for so many different levels. And by him being a fan and seeing that, he believes the decision is what really turned things around. And it went awful. It was a bad idea, but it wasn't LeBron. I can't give the whole onus to LeBron. This onus comes from the NBA. The NBA got behind it. See, that nobody can just go to a team. I know y'all believe that's true. Nobody goes on a team because they want to go to a team and the NBA just get blindsided. No, they could be pissed about it. And they'll let the team owners know how pissed they are about it. But if it happens, it happens. Okay. All right. Y'all going to do this? Fine. Carmelo Anthony to the Knicks. They didn't like it. The league stopped Carmelo from going to the Lakers and joining Kobe. They was, that's over. It's LeBron's time now. So the league had everything to do with trying to build the brand of LeBron. Keeping him in Cleveland, nobody cared about Cleveland. They were never going to beat Paul Pierce in the Celtics. They were better. Paul Pierce and the Celtics should have never lost to them when he went to Miami. They really lost that series. They weren't the agenda. Doc screwed up everything in coaching that series. Had it won. Now, I give LeBron credit that one game in Boston, facing elimination, he couldn't miss. That's probably his best game as a pro. That is the best game I've ever seen LeBron James play. Forget the Detroit game when they won that game or whatever, when he was just had one of them, he couldn't miss that game. He was much better in the Boston game. That was his most important game. That game in Boston is because if they lose that game, it's over. Pat Riley's breaking up the team. They had lost to Dallas the previous year. And then here in this year, they about to be eliminated by Boston. Second round, he's going to blow it up. So the onus was also on the NBA. They wanted that big three in Miami. They wanted to make this, okay, here's the big splash for LeBron. They got this young team. They sponsored it. They put it in all the marketing advertisement. This was the NBA. They had just did it earlier in 2008 with the big three with Boston. But those guys are older. Those guys are in their 30s. They've had their own teams. They fought for the longest trying to make it and make their teams successful. All these years of fighting to make their team successful. Minnesota. Ray went to Seattle, went from Milwaukee to Seattle, and ended up coming there. They fought for years trying to win championships. Paul Pierce been in Boston forever, begging for them to get some players around him. Then they pull off the big three. First year they put together, boom, they win a championship. Then by 2011, 3 years later, they run this new thing again. This time, instead of 30-year-olds, for the first time ever, we got 25-year-olds, 22, 23. We got guys in their prime of their career. Superstars, individuals. Normally, those guys want to be stars on their own team, not play on the same team. That don't make any sense. When they start doing that, that behavior just doesn't fit. Sure, this was the brain trust of LeBron. When they were in the Olympics, they made this deal up. Dwayne Wade, LeBron, and Carmelo Anthony. They're in one of the saunas, and they came up with the idea, like, man, well, your contract is coming up. Like, we should all play together. Like, where we gonna go, man? Y'all should come to Cleveland. And Melo was like, man, you can come to Denver. No, man, ain't nothing to do in Denver. They were like, ain't nothing to do in Cleveland. And then they were like, every offseason we in Miami. That's where we need to go. And that's what Wade was like, to Miami. You could be in Miami every day, or you want to go to Cleveland every day. And snow? Yeah, I'm tired of snow. Yeah, I don't want to see any more snow. So he went to Miami. It was done and done. So while he over in Miami trying to figure it all out, the world is turned on him. So I blame the NBA for taking a part in it. And when they lose to to Dallas, and Dirk gets his ring, Terry, Jason Kidd, all those older players, they get their ring. And LeBron lose. Nobody cared if they won or lost. What they did was create a problem for the NBA. And this is what Alfonso was talking about. It's not about where LeBron goes. It's about the next generations that are seeing this. It's monkey see, monkey do. They're going to say, oh, Bron and them just got together on the team. Why don't we get together on the team? We're going to all get together. But see, Bron and them all played and got their money first. See, LeBron played 7-8 years in the NBA. Got all this money stacked up. Dwayne Wade had played 6 and 7 years. Got his money all stacked up. Melo has played 6 or 7 years. He got his money. He's already up for a big contract now. And now they're going to take a 3-year deal each. Take less money and only play for 3 years. That way they'll be available for free agency. So he was like, cool, let's sign a 3-year deal. All of us take less money. We don't sign a 6-year deal. We sign a 3-year deal. So that way we could be out in 2-3 years. So that's what the plan was. They was going to take 2-3 years. Melo signed his 6-year deal. Melo was like, yeah, that sounds good. Then when he got there, it was like, no, I'm not taking no 30-something million. I'm taking 6 years, 160. So he took the whole 6-year deal. He wasn't playing around. Because then he's thinking about it. Because then they talking about putting Chris Bosh on the team. He's like, okay, that's 4 all-stars on a team. We win a championship, but how many touches am I going to be getting on the ball? It's only 1 ball. I know Bron going to be shooting about 15 times a game. I know D-Wade going to shoot about 13, 12. Bosh got to get his 12. There's other people on the team. Who all going to be getting these shots up? How many shots am I going to get? So, and it was the smartest decision not to do that. Kobe Bryant never respected Chris Bosh and LeBron James and D-Wade ever again. Now, he spoke to D-Wade a lot because it's D-Wade, he didn't leave. You know, he stayed home. But, you know, for that to happen, LeBron to come over there, basically take over his team and to do that way, it was disrespectful to the game. That's how Kobe looked at it and was like, y'all didn't do this the right way. And he never respected LeBron since, to the day he retired. So it was never going to help LeBron. They thought it was like this. Everybody's going to love this. No, they didn't. And they hold it to him, that decision, over his head everywhere he goes. I'm the only one who don't. You would never really hear me talk about the decision ever. And I can't stand LeBron, but I don't really care about the decision. I don't care he went to Miami. But I knew the problem that was going to come along with it. The problem that came along with it was the same problems that everybody else ran into. Yep. See, the problem is that LeBron and his narrative and his image, because of that, was so important to him. They wanted to control that image at all times and have it go their way no matter what. Well, the problem is most people have run into this it has been drastic. When you think about LeBron James and you think about what this meant and the statement he was making, as I told you, that this is a clear case. Yes, this is a clear case of displaced anger, but they say LeBron ruined the league. Yes, he's played a part in it. The NBA played an extreme part of it because they got behind it. Once you start letting a maniac, it's just like basically Trump in office. You get behind the maniac and you support the maniac, the ideas will keep getting more and more crazy. The control will get more. A narcissist is never pleased. They could win the championship. He's still ungrateful. He's a narcissist. It's all about them and no one else. That's a good question. I think I'm going to go with Carlton. I'll give it to Alfonso. You see, that's the main problem that they're facing with LeBron James is that his idea and his concept is a warped reality where he wants to shape where all the players go on each team. He has to have a agency that represents the players so that he can get a piece somehow, allegedly, from this firm, from all these other players in the league, and basically use it like chess pieces and move them around on teams he wants them to be on that would stay out of his way. Then he'll put the ones that he likes, his close friends around him, and get them media jobs at ESPN. He literally was on a live stream telling Richard Jefferson, ESPN can't fire you. You my friend. What the hell that mean? You own ESPN? Are you gonna let that secret out? ESPN can't fire you. No, they know you my friend. What the hell that mean? And everybody acts like nothing. And they let it go by and nobody addressed the elephant in the room. Exactly, like nothing ever happened. LeBron started to control the media narrative. He put that Brian Windhorst in position everywhere he went. He had Brian Windhorst to write articles about it. He got him hired at the Cleveland newspaper. He got him hired at ESPN in Miami so that he can cover him when he was down there.
Back to this underdog situation.
Mm-hmm. See, the whole world is different. Because he's a clown. LeBron couldn't win in the East, so he got tired of losing in the East and said, you know what? I'm looking like a fool in these all-star games. He started to blame the fact that the West had all the superstars. Man, we ain't got no players here on the East. All the superstars in the West. It ain't fair.
You know, they got Steph, Clay, Draymond, James Harden, Kawhi. We can't beat that. Ain't nothing we could do. Now they got Kevin Durant. Ain't nothing we could do, man. You know, this ain't fair. You got Russ and all of them, everybody in the West. I can't beat that.
It's a loser. Loser mentality. And he's not called out for it enough. That's why people don't like him, because they try to force feed him down everybody's throat. And don't nobody care about LeBron. They don't. How many times have we seen it, right? They all gonna come with the narrative. They all gonna say, hey, this ain't the way to go, champ. Why are we taking this route? This is Braun we talking about. The longer he stayed in the league, the worse it was going to become. I told you, the longer he stayed in the league, the worse it was going to become. Now, what happened and transpired after the fact? Well, let's take a look at it. Because I just want to be clear with everyone. I want them to understand exactly what's going on. So here's the situation. All of the people above that was saying, oh, this is the way it was supposed to go, and all of these different narratives, when I started to tell people what the situation was and who was with whom and all of this, they're looking at it from a lens of people who are older. Older people who've seen Jordan play is never gonna buy LeBron James as that guy. You'd be far-fetched to find any individuals that seen Michael Jordan play go, LeBron James, oh hell no. Because they've seen Kobe come, they've seen that era. Ain't no way. It's not even comparable. So they're different from these, YZ, YNs and all this craziness that you can hear today from these people, because they grew up in this era of LeBron. And the longer he played, the more this younger generation who grew up watching him is coming into the league. So now all of these younger players are in the league. They follow this stupid mentality. They believe in this stupidity. You know what they believe in? They believe in, hey, this guy did X, Y, and Z. And LeBron did it. Why can't I do it? Bron just did it. See how Bron just did that? Why can't I do that? We could do that too. Bron just did it. For example, the Ball brothers. They grew up watching LeBron. They're Lonzo, LaMelo, LiAngelo. All three wanted to come in the league and all play on the same team. They didn't all want to go to different teams. They wanted to all be on one team. And Jello, he just didn't have enough to make an NBA team. Charlotte gave him like a 10-day contract because of LaMelo. Melo sold them shoes, the whole nine, right? Charlotte had a lot of Melo jerseys. So they finally got some success and they blow the whole team up. What is Charlotte doing? Mm-hmm. He's been babied his whole life. Yeah, it taught kids. No, it was the mentality of LeBron James and the NBA pacifying everything that happens with LeBron. Because in order for them to be successful, they go along with every moronic thing that he comes up with. Every narrative, every lie, everything. They want to go PR with everything. LeBron. And they submerge their talent down to the ground. Guys who were great, guys who were winning. Golden State brought the money in, and you want to bury them for LeBron. So this is when you keep running these narratives and kept running these agenda plays, all you doing is showing and teaching the younger generation that's going to come in this league how to be entitled and feel entitled. Now you got guys like James Harden who felt entitled. He came in there feeling like, hell, I ain't got to do it. LeBron did it, so you can't say shit to me. They're all going to come in with this what about me attitude. There's no longer team. It's all about me. It's okay to be a loser. It's an excuse for everything. LeBron has brought that into the game. Make excuses. Blame everybody else. I don't have no help. Why can't I get 7 superstars on the team? It's always about me. He's the centerpiece, no matter what. It's got to the point where he don't even hear what he says. He got other people to say what he wants them to say. The narrative. Why did Solomon Hill dive for the ball that early in the game? That possession could end up being the game. That's going to matter down the road of the game. So you telling a player, you mad at a player for hustling? For the ball? Where we do that? Who says it's too early? Man, that's too early in the game to be doing something like that. That's a dangerous play. And why would you do that to a guy who wasn't trying to hurt you at all? You wouldn't have got hurt at all had you been going for the ball. Had you went for the ball, you wouldn't have gotten hurt. Because you was standing around, not trying to go for the ball, he ended up hitting your leg, and then you got all twinkle-toed. Look. It's clear as day. We all saw it. We all know what happened. I support my brother, Solomon Hill, baby. He was just out there playing defense. It ain't his fault LeBron can't move his feet. It's not his fault. You couldn't move your feet. That's why you see everybody moving the way they moving now. The power structure ain't there no more. That's how you know you didn't have the people to begin with. People were held hostage by you. They didn't want to tell you off. There was no love for you. LA didn't love you like that. And I tried to tell people that all these LeBron fans then got in the way, and these Glazers, y'all trying to make them think these are LA people. No, they don't want you. That's why when y'all got out of the way, they were so glad y'all fake asses was gone. It was like these fake ass Laker fans, these LeBron fans, they gotta go. Get them up out of here. They so happy to see y'all go. Because y'all just Glazers. All y'all doing to do is glaze LeBron. So now y'all stuck. Y'all don't know where to go. Shannon Sharp out here, he's trying to go at it with Rick Bucher. For what? Dog, it's over. All this glazing you've been doing, it's all finna run out. Time's up, dog. It's 24 years of this. 24 years. The dude is done. He's washed. He come on the team, they talking third, fourth option. He ain't gonna be the star nowhere on no teams. If he go to Cleveland, let's say he go to Cleveland, is he gonna be a more star than James and Donovan Mitchell, who just got about 300 million almost? Hell no. And what? Evan Mobley gonna take a back seat? They just gonna say, "Go on ahead, Bron, take the game over." No, you gotta be kidding me. So the glaze is coming off of the donut. And with no glaze on the donut, you just got a regular ass, stale ass donut. And the Lakers then got that donut off and got a real goddamn tie with run flats. Shoot, they looking like the Minneapolis Lakers. They ready to rumble. And now everybody in trouble. Well, you know, well, yeah, Luka Doncic just embarrassed LeBron. Luka just took Joker over LeBron, which I love tremendously. When Kobe was out the league, he did not care anymore. That's a bad sign for your league. That LeBron is hated everywhere. Like Kobe was loved almost in every stadium. Denver probably the only place that gave him some problems. Sometimes Utah, but overall, it was mostly met with, I would say, not disdain, but you know, when you're put in that situation where right, when you put in a situation such as they were, it becomes different. Can LeBron shoot like Luka? Somebody was like, he shoot better than Luka. That's a LeBron fan. So he can shoot threes better than Luka. Luka just got that step back. Bron, yeah, they was just shooting. Bron is way better shooter than Luka. See, LeBron fan. Can Luka dunk like LeBron? He can't even get off the ground. But I'm like, his numbers are better than LeBron. Then they try to sneak in there. He's the youngest to do this because he played since high school. So he's going to be the youngest. Everybody else played in college. Michael Jordan left his junior year. But if you add up what LeBron did in his first year compared to what Jordan did in his first year, they're not even close. Because it's like looking at a scope. You know, you're looking at the lens of a scope. And once you start looking at the lens of a scope, you start to figure it all out. You see and you understand a lot more than what you would used to. You know, and most of the people there, they don't seem to have an understanding to the problem. The problem remains to be a question that they can't get through. Hell no. So the league is behind this more than anything because they're part of the problem. Instead of being part of the solution, they're part of the problem. The problem is you have put these guys on a pedestal that you can't get behind. The game is not transcending forward. It was going backwards to whining, complaining. And then, like he said, low management became the thing that doomed the league, which it wasn't really the load management. It was the fact that the NBA was making allowances for it. NBA would tell them to take rest days. So it wasn't really on the players. It was the league too. So yes, load management became part of LeBron's forte. More rest. He needs more everything relaxing, less practice, less OTAs like they used to have in football. But yeah, less practices, less training camps, like shoot arounds, drills. They want less, but more money. They got a personal trainer, a team trainer. They got everything around them to keep them in shape. They had none of this in the 80s. None of it. Adam Silver didn't help. He made things worse because he doesn't understand the game of basketball. He doesn't understand how the game is played. And him really doing it this way, David Stern will be turning over in his grave to see where it is right now. It has become embarrassing. It's become a bad version of WWE. So forget me. David Stern would want to choke him because his tinkering with the league, his tampering with the league, all of his interference is ruining the fabric of it because he doesn't know how to do the job. Why are you favoring LeBron this long? Why are you listening to this guy? And it was like, LeBron ain't won in 6 years. Y'all act like LeBron win every year. It's not about LeBron winning every year. It's about his whining every year. It's about all the trouble he causes every year on every team. Now they got to move guys away from LeBron. Now it's going to ruin your playoff thing now. LeBron wants more players at the All-Star break. So he's going to trade half the team, 5 guys out, 5 new guys in. And it's like, what are we doing here? He's playing with other people's lives like it doesn't matter. Only his life matters. And you feed that to him, and he's a narcissist. He really believes it. He just doesn't care. His swan song was supposed to be that 2018 championship. Him going to the Lakers, he would never get love like that. Like Derek Fisher says, if LeBron James gets a trophy, a statue rather from the Lakers, then he's like, that's it. If he gets a statue from the Lakers, Derek Fisher said, I should get 2. Right. Derek Fisher got 5 championships. So James doesn't play for championships. James he'll try to win the game, but to him, it's all basketball. He'd rather get his money. And he's going to go to the strip clubs, party it up. And Harden reminds me of a guy who'll be broke in about the first 5 years into retirement. He played for all that money, and then all that money is going out the door. Well, people don't realize it. When it's all said and done, the league did not progress to get better. It got worse. And now you're at the state where you don't know what to do with the All-Star weekend. People is like, oh, well, just get rid of it because the commissioner doesn't know what to do. Well, let Steph Curry handle it. Yeah. We'll have Mr. Beast and Kai Cenat. Yeah. That sounds exciting. Yeah. You know what would be great? If we give a championship to the New York Knicks and Jalen Brunson. Yeah. A team with no stars. That would be great. That's what people would want to see. First time a team has won in like 53 years. That's what the public wants to see. Yeah. No, Silver Slipper. We don't want to see it. No one wants to see it. And now he ready to take surgery, get his little surgery on his wrist. He want to do all the little things he can now because it's over. The Knicks is dead. That whole little run thing is done. Meanwhile, the Pistons got to fight corruption from the refs. The whole league is against them. They conspired against the Detroit Pistons to eliminate them out the playoffs. What's done is done. So now there's no need to even dwell about it. Well, when you decide that you're going to sign the right people and put them in play, the Lakers told LeBron, Austin Reeves is better than you. Right. Austin Reeves put up a career high 51 points. 51. Well, no. If you understood the game, you would understand that Austin Reeves scored a lot for the Lakers. He took up a lot of slack even before Luka got there. So LeBron never made Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves plays defense. He's just gonna get burnt. It's not his fault. He's white. Okay, he attempts to play defense. He's not his fault that, these guys are going to get by him. He's going to get tapped up, but he's going to play defense. He ain't LeBron who's just going to fade away from the situation. Right, Kareem don't like him. Nobody likes him. So if you know that going into the deal, it's like, why are they catering to this guy? But Adam Silver should have been in cuffs as soon as that championship game was over. Oh, it's crazy. I mean, nowadays it's a little different because everybody's on social media. They posting about stuff. That's why back in the day, the girls was messing with teammates or guys on the same team. It would take them a minute. Sometimes they wouldn't even know about it. About the time they do, they'd be like, oh, I don't care. A guy play it off. Oh, yeah, they would play it off because they got so much on the line. Dude, we hear so many NBA stories, it's crazy. I don't want to embarrass the players, dog, but like I told you, players then came, they don't see their girls a lot. That's what most people don't understand. Like, they were gone 2 weeks, like damn near on a road trip. And they did the Texas Triangle, which is Dallas, San Antonio, and Houston, right? The NBA would set it up where every team, like from the East, when they go to do the West Coast trip, they do that Texas Triangle, right? So there's three three of those games. Now, during the process of these 3 games, one of the guys who was there ran into a dilemma where I think he was either suspended or injured and couldn't play. So they didn't want him to go on the road. So he happened to be home. His girl had already knew his schedule. So she thought, okay, he gonna be gone. So he didn't end up going on the trip at all. He stayed. So when she find out he's there, because he's like, well, damn, my girl here. Let me go take my girl out. Not only is she with another dude, she's with like an assistant coach. And it's like, whoa. That created an influx of problems. An assistant coach, is nailing your girl. So that led to a big problem. One NBA basketball player lent another NBA player a shirt, right? A $1,600 shirt, he said. Shirt cost $1,600. It's an Egyptian thread, whatever it called, or whatever it is, but the Egyptian, this and that. And he didn't have a shirt to get in. I gave him the shirt and said, hey, give it back to me later. And he never gave it back. Then, he was so tore up, he's saying he did give it back to him. So he led to an argument that went on with the team till he actually went over to dude's house and was in dude's closet looking for a shirt. It ain't in there. I told you I gave it back to you. Look in your own closet. He throwing clothes around, led to a fight in the backyard of one of the players. So they've been covering these things up and trying to keep them out the media as much as possible. When the Knicks beat up those Spurs fans, they will never be back. They're done. Because all of it's going to be too much to bear. Yeah, you get all these entitled people now who believe they have a voice. They all think they LeBron. Yeah, the boxing gang got all messed up now, right? Everybody wanted to be Floyd. I'm the A side. It's like, dude, you barely got 12 fights. How are you the A side or something? You barely got 12 fights. How are you the A side to something? Go sit down somewhere. This is the problem. So what Alfonso is talking about, it is true. I just think he needs to throw the NBA in there more because it's not all LeBron. As much as I want to give it all to him, they got behind his bullshit. And by the time they wanted to get away from it, it was already too late. I'll tell you a Jordan story. Jordan's putting on his jacket, right? His Bulls warm up. He's getting ready to go out, do his routine, and play the game. A fan told Jordan, then they ran up to him while he was coming out the tunnel and told him he was a crybaby. He called him everything but the child of God. Mike don't even respond. He just chew his gum, run out, heads down. And Mike went out there and put up like 50 plus points. And then he went and found the guy on his way out the tunnel. And he said, yeah, shut your little ass up. That was for you. On his way out, Mike had like 50-something points. And they had blew the other team out completely. They used to have a guy that used to heckle every player called. And he just was like a Washington Wizards fan who just got a kick out the bottom than celebrities. So he sat right behind the celebrities. Would be giving them the business. Yeah, so it is what it is. Yeah. My man OM from Phoenix, right? It was a tough time. And I remember Kevin Johnson came to Chicago, and they came to play the Chicago Bulls, and they were down 3-1. And the whole city was preparing for a championship. They got the champagne out. It's over in Game 5. And they got smoked. The after party was a lot different. Because that was the first time all playoffs, really, the Knicks, since the Knicks won the 2 games that when Indiana gave to them was, you better grow up fast. Yeah, that's how society puts it. They don't want to see anybody make those type of moves. So when you start talking agenda, he's no longer part of the agenda. He's on the outs. Everybody knew he was on the outs and he was on his way out the door. But when you're the league and you keep making these decisions, you're putting everybody in a bad predicament. So when Alfonso Ribeiro said LeBron ruined the NBA, how you think you're supposed to take it? LeBron don't have $1 billion, sir. He got a lot of money, but he don't have $1 billion. If he got $1 billion, tell him to go buy his own team. But he ain't got enough money. No, LeBron's brand is, this is why he's still playing. His brand is contingent on him playing. LeBron's attention, he's not loved like that. So nobody's looking at LeBron and saying, hey, man, this LeBron guy, he's great. Man, we just love hanging around him. He's so much fun. Nobody's thinking like that. They don't care about this dude. It's always the same old shit. Mm-hmm. But anyway, let's go to, I'll say his name. Rest in peace to Oliver Miller. Okay, Oliver Miller, you know, this happened back in the early 90s. Like, remember, the Chicago was getting ready for the championship, right? So Chicago is getting ready. They bordering up the walls, right, for the championship. They didn't want people to smash their windows. So they got everything situated, ready for the championship. And it's one big party. So I had to go to the military base to go pick up my dad. And they had just, I'm listening to it on the radio because I had to go pick him up. So I had to lead the game. And Dan Marley had hit the three to pretty much seal it. And he got off work. He's like, did the Bulls do it? I'm like, no, they didn't. I'm happy because I hate the Bulls. So I was rooting for Phoenix. So I'm like, oh, yeah. Phoenix then took the game. He was, oh, man. It was a blowout. And everybody's looking at it. They feeling weird about the situation. And Chicago was stunned. They got to go to Phoenix for 2, and Phoenix act like it was all over. And they had never won a game at home yet. So they were sitting there feeling real confident about the game. They had it. He's like, we got 2 going in Phoenix. We good. And they were rubbing it in to the Bulls because they had won 2 out of 3 in Chicago against the Bulls. Something that nobody could ever do in the playoffs is win in Chicago. So while they won, we're right near Rosemont where they were staying. So they stayed out here. So when they saw me, Oliver Miller, yeah, bye, Chicago, bye. And I'm like, hey, there you go, OM. He was confused. I was rooting for him. Oliver Miller was so goddamn confused because he was ready to kick his shit off. Like, yeah, how you like that? Yeah, how y'all like that? Yeah, Chicago. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Beat these Bulls ass. He was like, he was so confused. He didn't say another word. He was stunned. Because he was ready to ride like, yeah, Chicago, take that. Bye, Chicago. I'm like, hey, man, take care of him, baby. Take care of them Bulls in Phoenix. Get that ass up out of here. He was stunned because he couldn't believe it. He was like, wait a minute, we in Chicago? And somebody there is like rooting for us to win it? Like, he couldn't believe it. See, the thing about playing against Michael Jordan, people didn't understand how to play against Michael Jordan. They didn't know how. They thought the Pistons just beat on Michael Jordan. That's how they won games. That's where, I keep saying people are not too bright. They don't understand what it is that's out there in the world. Like, they don't understand that they doom themselves with the decisions they make. Because if you were smart enough and you followed the game enough, you would understand that this is entirely different. Like, now they wouldn't be surprised. But back in those days, if whatever city you was in, you would be behind. But the Pistons beat you with intelligence. They were one of the most intelligent teams in the game. That's how they beat you. They get you out of your game. Everybody was physical. Believe me, Boston was physical. Atlanta was physical. It wasn't just Detroit. Philly was physical. Why do you think we had all the All-Stars in the All-Star game? Hall of Fame backcourt. Hadn't been done in like 50 years. Still ain't done. You won't see another one until you see Steph and Clay go in the Hall. I don't know. Did Jeff Hornacek go in the Hall of Fame? If Jeff Hornacek went in the Hall of Fame, then you would have John, Hornacek in Stockton. No, but the way to stop Jordan is the Pistons knew to get to Jordan, you had to give him different looks. You got to have a small guard, a guard that's his size that can be athletic, who can stay with him. And then you have the physical guy on the inside. These 3 different looks for Michael Jordan gives him 3 different complications because he never knows which one he's going to get at different times. If Joe Dumars is guarding Michael Jordan, he knows how Joe was actually strong and also was a guy who gives Jordan problems on the defensive end. So Jordan has to play defense. He won't get plays off. Isaiah recognized that and would put Michael Jordan in different actions, depending on how much money, not money, but energy he spent on the other side of the court. So this would tire Mike out. And Mike is the guy that would force it back in the day. He would take acrobatic wild shots and force it rather than trust his teammates. Oh, yeah. No, man. When it's all said and done, you'll see what time it is. Mm-hmm. He said his trolling sucks. No, the NBA showed LeBron their true colors right now. All the teams are pretty much full and have made all their moves. LeBron's positions are running smaller and smaller. All of his LeBron's finna make his decisions. Other teams are like, no, we're taking ourselves out of the circus. You're not finna use us. No, we're good. We don't want LeBron. And he was like, well, why would the NBA lie to us? Why? What's the point? We love the sport. We're watching it. Why do they feel they got to lie to us? It's control. It's what gets you buying the merchandise. Right. The ticket prices are sky high, built off the back of what Jordan and everybody built. Tickets are through the roof for these events. And Marvel know it. Disney, they know it. And the Knicks knew it when they charged like astronomical prices for tickets. It was ridiculous. I'm like, who is spending this kind of money for a Knicks game? Yeah, well, that's what they do. I understand it now, Tony. I understand it a lot. People have to learn to think. Exactly. I'll let y'all hear some of me and Mace.
So I don't really know what happened.
Yeah, man, he reinvented. Jay was. Yep. So remember, this is on my Patreon. So the company, it was crazy. I'm like, dude, you spending your money on a soul. I'm like, you ain't even investigate this. I was like, first, you got to look at the market. In front of her, I'm just like, dude.
And Nick Young and all of them.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, this ain't cool for you to have that guy doing that kind of activity, playing with people's deceased relatives. I'm like, he put my grandmother up there who's deceased and got her in a video with my other aunties that's deceased. And I'm like, dude, Gil, you better tell your dude to slow down. I was like, because not just me. I'm like, my aunties right there, her grandchildren, they ain't all like me. They fresh out of jail. Like.
Yeah, they ain't gonna be trying to hear you play.
Right. They not on social media like that. So if they see their relative, their grandmother out there being played with like this and she's deceased, you gonna create a worse situation for yourself. You don't want to go that route. So I try to get them to understand that.
And isn't Rashawn Kent's doing the show without him now, right?
Yeah, because Rashad McCants know what it is too. He snaked Rashad. He snaked Rashad McCants. The same way he was dumping on y'all, he did the same thing to Rashad McCants. And he did the same thing. Rashad thanked this man for, like, man, you helped me, you gave me a shot, you got me on the show, you did this and this. And he was like, man, he showed him a picture of the house. He's like, man, I just bought this house, man, because, this show and it gave me this and that. And gave me a chance to get this house. Man, thank you for giving me the chance, the opportunity, so I could go in there and show what I could do. He gonna show that as a flex to us. He was like, yeah, the guy y'all like Rashad McCants. Yeah, look at that. He looking up to me. I'm the one that make it happen. And I'm like, dude, that's not even cool. I'm like, he sent you that directly, personally for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was thanking you from his heart to give him the opportunity. It was up to him to perform and shine, which he did, but now you want to take all the light from him to minimize it. So I was like, dude, you a shiesty dude. And I was like, Kenyon Martin, you got this dude who's this crackhead making fun of him, fun of his stuttering and stuff behind his back. Then all of it get brought to light because I had the videotape for 2 years. Like, what was it? About 2 years. I had the videotape almost 2-3 years. I clipped that scene. So Kenyon Martin never seen it. I never sent it to Kenyon Martin. So I had that clip and I had that thing, and Kwame had it. And once Kwame had it, put it on social media, he tagged Kenyon in it. So the dude wanted to get ahead of it and just gonna start apologizing out the blue for no reason. Because he knew it was gonna get to Kenyon now. But Kenyon working with you right there in front of you, you could have manned up and said, hey man, I'm sorry, this is what I did. I was a fool. I didn't know you really too much then. He didn't. He just thought it was gonna blow over, and Gil knew the whole time and never told him. So they already know they can't trust Gil. So they already know what kind of dude he is. I was like, dude, he's a snake. That's why when they had that whole thing on the show, he called the dude out. live on the show, brought him on the show, and Kenya Martin, you know, basically told him off and cussed him out, called him a clown and everything.
Oh,
That the dude, the crackhead engineer that they had on the show, that Gildan hired. I'm like, this dude got 3 prison stints. Dude and did all kind of drugs, all kind of breaking and entering, and you hire him into a corporation and bring them around former NBA player, and they don't even know nothing about this dude. They think he's an engineer, and they invite him in front of their homes. I'm like, this dude been following young girls online. Kwame Brown done exposed everything on him. And I was like, Kwame didn't expose all this stuff. This dude been harassing Kwame, calling his house. I'm like, this dude called my house like 40, 50 times in a month. Just randomly, weird. I was like, this dude is a weirdo, man.
how you get Kwame now?
He look it up or he get it from Gil. So then I was like, then they started trying to play with my moms. I'm like, man, what kind of crazy stuff is y'all on? Do y'all realize? I was like, if I saw that dude, I'm like, Gil, do you know what would happen to him if I see him? He know what's gonna happen. So I'm like, stop playing with people like this. And then he was, man, that ain't me, man, but he wanted to look it up. But then when his son got in that car accident, that's when, you know, everything came back full circle. Everything calmed down. I told him, I'm like, see, man, look, this is bullshit been going on for too long, man. You know, it's time to end this shit. And life is more important. I'm like, you almost lost your son.
Yeah, playing around.
Yeah, all that stuff is karma, man, and it come back on you. And I'm like, that was God giving you a warning.
Because that was after he played basketball, right? At USC or before?
Yeah, he was actually in his rookie year. That car accident was just like a year ago when he crashed into that tree. He couldn't get out the car. And that was one of them Tesla trucks. So he was lucky. The people that was there on the scene was able to get him out through that back door. It was kind of cracked a little bit, but he was locked in there. So they had to, you know, because that's smoke inhalation. He would have died if they didn't get him out of there. And I was like, man, that was God giving you a warning.
For real.
All right, shoot. I was like, man, that's what's up. But as far as the underdog, man, I was like, they concerned right now because Tim, you know, he's a good dude. But yeah, so man, it's a lot that we talked about. We talked about Jay-Z on here. It's over an hour long, man. Me and Mace. Brad Dash had all this stuff mastered. And that's why him and Snoop fight now, because Snoop want to eat off of it. He just want to be Suge Knight. And I was like, yeah, you know Daz did that. And I was like, you know Daz made the record. And I'm like, everything that he was taking from Daz is like, that's me on the hook saying that. Ain't nothing but a gangster party. He's like, that's me. I'm on that hook, and I'm not credited at all. So he's like, I got to get points for that. I got to get my points for here. That's why I'm reapplying. So if you was to go back and reapply for your writing credits for those songs, then they got to add you to them records as the writer and get those writer points. Shoot, you can get that done. Be like co-written by my writing credits for this song, and you got to add you to the records. It's entirely different. Because a lot of these dudes, they try to do that, man, to the producers. My boy SC, because he did Diddy song. He tracked the records. They'll come there and try to track it. Havoc was stealing from him. He was making all these beats for Havoc. And he had got signed with Mobb Deep and made all these beats for Havoc, man. And Havoc was going around just using them like produced by Havoc. And they were just paying him a flat fee. I was like, dude, he wasn't paying no attention because they. So yeah, this is a good time. Jay wanted to get on it because he started hearing those tracks. It's like, oh, that's gonna pop. Oh, I need to jump on that. So Jake jumped on the track. He jumped on like 2-3 tracks. Oh yeah, we talked about Kanye West. Yeah. I know, man. It's crazy. It's mad crazy right now. So as everything starts to increase and get to like where it's supposed to be, yeah, people keep making their moves. Oh, it makes, yeah. I was like, first of all, he takes your idea, the jackets, and print 3, and you do it like this wizard. But I was like, nah, Diddy had to go.
So since he tarnished their name.
Yeah, as soon as he tarnished his name, they said, okay, we finna show you what tarnishing looks like. Y'all ain't getting them on, but this here is in Philly. That was the only place they would allow them to play the damn record. Then he got state property he put together. All the people in Philly, he ended up signing and making a group just so they could diss them. I was like, Jay is so that dude is. I was like, man, I was like, he's so predictable. It is very predictable. I don't know why people think he's like this wizard, but I was like, nah, he's not. He's very predictable. Very insecure. Very insecure, dude. He tried to come off like he's just careless. I don't care about that. Oh no, he's very insecure. And I was like, yeah, that's what makes them dangerous.
You very much do care.
Yep.
Someone they don't care. They care a whole lot.
Yeah. And I was like, man, it's pettiness with him. They'd be like, dude, it's like 30 years ago. Why are you holding on to this? Like, even when that time when Killer performed the one song with him, I was like, Killer, you went and did that? I was like, you know he don't care, right? You know it ain't all good, right? Even if you perform, he throw his arm around you and everything. He don't care, right?
He only brought you there because he needed you.
Yep, exactly. I was like,
he make you feel like he's doing something for you. But really, he only calling you. That's what he learned. He learned that from Puff. Puff call you because he needs you. But he'll make you feel like he's doing this for you. Bro, you would never do anything for me, man.
Exactly.
Never, ever in your life. If it was just for me, you would never do it.
Yeah. So like I tell you, go to the Patreon, listen to that whole 1 hour, whatever it is. We got it on the main page. So you guys can check it out. All my VIP Patreons. He put out a cease and desist for Drewski for the BET Awards. My thing is, how he supposed to implement that? That would be stupid of Jay to do that because all it did was highlight his performance. Big facts. You should go look at the previous videos. I think you jumped the gun. You should go look at the previous videos. He said, I thought that was Chris Bashar. Mm-hmm. Straight like that. I guess that's how they don't play it, man, you know. If they don't see it, they don't say it. That's how they play it. The guidelines, no exceptions. Yeah, at the end of the day, we'll see. Mm-hmm. Pretty much. But yeah. Is this dude feeling all right? He said, wasn't no video on Gil. Then what is that? How you miss that video? How do you miss that? That's crazy. I told you, it's a divergence. They see what they want to see, man. That's crazy. I would feel bad for somebody, but you can't if they keep doing it to themselves. Okay, this dude is completely weird. He's like, that video does not talking about how Kwame was wrong. He didn't think the what do you say? The rest crew was leaving, but they got fired instead, so they all leaving. Like, what is he talking about? Man, this is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in life. Yeah, they want me to talk because the next shoe about to drop. I'm telling you, the next shoe about to drop. Just give it a couple days. You'll see it. Give it about 2 days. Shoe getting ready to drop. So anyway, let me go ahead. Okay, this dude's just a glazer. All right. We out. Good night. Yeah, he just hit a glaze. Yes, there's videos here. I have the full information on it. None of these guys have the real information that I have. So that's what makes it, more authentic. Yeah, so we'll talk some more NBA tomorrow. Well, later on today. I'm out.